Hello, it's the Friday Talkie. Take 6. I'm struggling with this. Intro. Right, what have I got in this episode? Is it an episode? Call it what you like. 3 topics, 2 of which are kind of connected. First one is YouTube copyright policy. I've talked about this before a bit. Some new stuff has come to light, so I'm going to talk about that. Second thing, I can't think of what to name this topic. I suppose we could call it when people cross the line and make comments that are... Nah. When people make assumptions on things that are none of their business. No? When people judge you. Whatever. We'll get onto that later, and you'll know. All will become clear. And the third topic is maybe when video games are the answer, or when video games make everything better. Yeah, they'd say cup of tea makes everything better. No, give me a video game. We'll get onto that as well. So, starting at the start, YouTube copyright policy. Their policy hasn't changed, but they did say they were going to be enforcing it more strictly. And that was going to happen a couple of weeks ago. But apparently it didn't happen. They have moved it back. It's going to be January, something like that. But some more details have come to light. Rich Review Tech USA has spoken on it, as has Lawn Boys Post. Rich, well, he sent out a memo on Facebook and then spoke about it on YouTube as well. A memo has gone out to Maker Studios members, something like that, members of the network, explaining some of what's going to be happening. And what it seems is YouTube, at the moment, content ID is checked automatically by their algorithm. And what they're going to do is manually check videos for copyright material. I struggle to grasp how they're going to do this. There is that much content being put up. Are they just going to randomly select, or is there going to be a queue for 5 years long? I mean, they say it may take between a couple of hours and a couple of days for videos to be approved for monetization. I don't know. I think they're maybe just going to randomly select people. But anyway, they say that as a user is checked over a period of time, the more often they're checked and their content found to be okay, the less often they will be checked manually, and they'll just be left to the algorithm. And that sounds like a bit of a nightmare, because how will they be able to check it all manually? How many people will they have checking? They need hundreds of thousands of people. I don't think they have that many working for them. So, anyway, the thing is, that's how it used to be. When I started doing monetized videos, it was checked manually for a time, and then it became automated. Every so often I would upload a video and I had to wait sometimes a few hours, sometimes a day. That's how it was. It just sounds like they're going back to that for a bit. It's kind of like they're going to treat all YouTubers like new YouTubers, like they've only just started doing the monetized thing. And we've been here. It was pain. It didn't last. I expect it to not be a disaster. We'll wait and see. The thing with it was, as well, how accurate or fair it was when it was manually checked was very variable. And I think it depended a lot on the person who was doing the checking. Did they understand the rules? Did they understand what was in breach of copyright and what fell within fair use? Sometimes they knew, sometimes they didn't. Sometimes maybe they were just a fascist arsehole who thought, I ain't going to let this person make any money off of this, regardless of whether that was justified or not. You know, it's going to be a nuisance for a time. But with all things YouTube and Google, it starts out a god-awful mess, and then gradually either it gets better or we get used to it or they change it. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm not going to stop making gameplay videos unless they become complete arseholes about it. If they give me strikes, then I don't expect them to do that. Gameplay is allowed. No cutscenes, no copyright music. Well, I've already stopped, I'm very careful. So there would be no reason for strikes unless they're being twats about it. And I don't expect that to happen. We'll see. But it is one of those things. Wait and see. I don't plan to stop doing what I'm doing. Next topic then. People who cross the line. This is more, as much of a message to people who make videos as well as people who comment. They probably think they're making a fair comment when actually what they're doing is, well, we'll get to it. I had a comment today from a person who probably doesn't consider themselves a troll. I'm not going to tell you exactly what they said. Basically, they objected to my financial and personal circumstances. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Dog's barking. Right, yes, they had made some very big assumptions about what my life is like. What the condition of my finances are like, and how I conduct my relationship with my wife, and how things are within my home, how I live my life. And they were like, oh, it pisses me off, blah blah blah. Needless to say, I shot them down and blocked them. And there's the thing. To people who make videos, you will get some people who think it's their right to judge you. They will look at parts of what they think is your life and they will attack them. And sometimes they might be things that are a sensitive subject for you. They might not. But that person thinks it's a sensitive subject, and they think it's their right to say, you shouldn't do this, or you shouldn't do that, or you're wrong to blah blah blah. The thing is, they don't have the facts. They don't know. But more than that, it's not their right. You don't need to defend yourself. You can just stand up and say, that's none of your business, you can fuck right off. Because it's not, that's the thing. You can share as much or as little with your viewers as you like. And some people are going to make assumptions based on what you tell them without really having any idea of the real details of your life. People will do that. They'll take that little snippet and they'll make a massive, great big assumption and be way off base and bang out of order. And you just have to stand up and say, fuck off. You're a twat. You don't know what you're talking about. And how dare you judge me, even if they were spot on, bang on right, how dare they judge you? It's not their place. Yeah, you don't have to defend yourself, because they're bang out of order judging on anything. To the people who think it's okay to judge, who maybe don't think they're trolling when actually they are, but they think it's okay to point the finger and say, you shouldn't do that. You have no right. And more than that, you don't know. You don't know anything. I was actually going to sit here, and I had considered going into a great amount of detail about my life and things I could tell you that you don't know, my circumstances. There are many things that you don't know. And I sort of thought, yeah, I could tell you a whole load of things about my life, and that person would have, or should have, hung their head in shame. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to do that, because it's no one's business. I don't have to. I don't have to explain anything. And maybe one of these days, there are things that I would like to get off my chest and talk about. But now's not the time, because it would just look like I was defending myself to that twit. And I'm not. I don't need to. But you know, yeah, some people, they think they know a thing and they wind up looking, well, let's put it this way, that person was judging me. I look down my nose at that person like they're shit on my shoe. They should be ashamed. Okay, now, here's the thing. That annoyed me, it's fair to say. It was, they were out of order, and when people are out of order, you get annoyed. Anyway, it has been one of those weeks. It's been a pissy week for a number of things, and I'm not even going to go into that. My solution, at the end of the day, I sat down and I played me some Gran Turismo. I did. And I felt better. And that is my third topic, when video games are the answer. Sit yourself down, have a video, have a cup of tea, play a video game, and it'll all be all right. And sometimes that really is true. And I'm wondering, you know, what is your go-to game? If you're pissed off, what game do you go to? And for me, it is Gran Turismo. It's the focus. It is. I'm on one of the 24-hour endurance races towards the end of the game. I haven't got excuse me. Gran Turismo 6 is out today. I haven't got it yet. I want to finish Gran Turismo 5. I mean, I won't have done 100%, but I want to have done all of the career mode things. I'm doing 24 hours of Le Mans at Les Arth, and I'm in that Red Bull X1 or whatever it is, because I'm just too crap to win in any other car, because the others are a bit quick there and it's a bumpy circuit, blah. Anyway, it is that round and round and round, you kind of go into a trance, and that is cathartic the right word? It puts me into another place where I just chill. And that is weird, because it's relaxing, but it's also, there's an adrenaline rush that goes with it, especially in that car, because it goes insanely fast. And I find that game, if I'm pissed off, fed up, annoyed, wound up by anything, just go and spend an hour or something, race around a circuit, and I feel better. And I know it's not just me. This is going to sound kind of... There's another example I can think of. Someone who I know, who a couple of years ago, his wife died. Tragic. And I felt very sorry for him. And I went and visited him. And all the while that I was there visiting, he was sitting playing as a motorcycle racing game on the PS2. And initially at the time I thought, fucking hell, you know, I've travelled 100 miles to come and see you, and you're just going to sit there and play a video game and sort of completely ignore me. And I thought, how bloody ignorant. But after a time, I actually get it. I do get it. It's not that he wanted to ignore me. It was that the world was too... Life was hard. It was miserable. you know, his wife had died. You can't get a lot worse than that, you really can't. And he buried himself in that video game. And no, I know that didn't make him feel better, but it managed, you know, it was a way of coping. It was shut out the pain, lose yourself, go into a trance if you like. It's like, you know, sometimes the world is a bit shitty and you just want to switch the off button, hit the off button and turn back on when everything's better. And that's what he was doing. Sometimes video games are the answer. They don't solve your problems. They don't make everything better. But sometimes they will get you through when nothing else will. And I think that's something that's the press and the media don't ever touch on. You know, you get all this, video games are making people into murderers, our kids are more violent because they play violent. They don't ever touch on when video games, they get you through when nothing else will do it. So, I mean, without being too dark, what is your go-to game? Or has there been a time where you've needed a game? It's got you through something. That's pretty dark and pretty... Any hope of having done a light Friday Talkie today? No chance. It's also a very short one. It was, like I said, it was going to be a lot longer than it is, but I've edited myself for another day. I'll tell you some stuff, but not today. And that's all I've got. It's a short one. How long? What was that? Was that 10 minutes? Wow. Struggling at the moment. I had almost nothing until earlier. Yeah. Got nothing. So thank you for watching.
If you enjoyed this video, please consider clicking the thumbs up button. I upload videos daily, so go ahead and hit subscribe if you'd like to see more. To all those who've already subscribed, I'd just like to say a great big thank you.